Hello, BookTube. I've got a little more mail for you. We're going to try another mail haul and see how it goes. We've done a couple now, and they have worked relatively fine. So I'm perked up. it's a it's a gray, overcast day here. Rain is still stubbornly in the forecast. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see it on radar as coming any more than a drop or two. But it definitely feels that way. And I'm once again experimenting with technology. I'm once again not feeling all that well, so this video won't be very long and it won't be very loud. But let's see what we have here and see if we have anything uh, of interest. There are no boxes this time around, and I think I know what one of these things is. We'll save that in case I'm right. We'll save that to the end. So let's see if this first one is okay. It's a finished copy. Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay. This is a finished copy that comes out in late April, so the end of the month. This is The Elephants of Thula Thula by Francois Malby Anthony. The Elephants of Thula Thula. Very nice. This is the gripping story about an extraordinary herd of elephants and the woman dedicated to keeping them safe. The author is the owner of a game preserve in South Africa with a remarkable family of elephants whose adventures have touched hearts around the world. When the feisty matriarch Frankie crashes into her garden, Francois realizes that big changes are about to happen within the herd and their future. Reality strikes when Frankie becomes ill and the authorities threaten to remove or cull some of the herd if the reserve doesn't expand. So this is all about that story. Imagine it will have plenty of illustrations. I don't think we ever saw an advanced copy of this, but I've been hoping that I would get the finished copy. This is the author of, I don't know if you saw it on the cover there, it's the author of An Elephant in My Kitchen, which was remarkable, really a memorable book, and this is kind of the sequel to that. Great, all right, so that goes on. That goes on the TBR for today. It's a finished copy that's just a few weeks away, so that's great. Let's move on here. Hoping for more finished copies for April. That would be great. Just throw all this stuff on the floor and deal with it later. Oh, great. Okay, fantastic. All right. This is the advanced copy. This comes out in August of Claire Carlisle's new book, The Marriage Question, George Eliot's Double Life. In her mid-30s, Marian Evans published her debut novel under the pen name George Eliot, earning an immediate reputation for literary genius, not to mention near-instantaneous commercial success. That has persisted unabated into the present. But though Eliot is now primarily known for such classics as Adam Bede, The Mill on the Floss, and the masterpiece that is Middlemarch, in the 19th century she was almost equally notorious for her relationship status. George Lewis, Eliot's life partner, was a writer, a philosopher, and a married father of 3. Though Eliot and Lewis lived together for 24 years, though she asked acquaintances to address her as Mrs. Lewis and dedicated each novel to her husband, the couple could not legally wed. What Eliot was not known for then or now is her philosophy, but reading the relationship that runs through Eliot's fiction alongside the novel's own unconventional double life with Lewis, Claire Carlisle finds her wrestling with the questions that reach the very heart of life's meaning. In this book, the author offers a penetrating, path-breaking new portrait of Eliot through the marriage plots that color her life and her literature, revealing her not only as a great writer, but also as a rare philosophical mind. Eliot, Carlisle shows us, was steeped in the philosophy of her day, translating the first English edition of Spinoza's Ethics, editing London's leading progressive journal, and reading Goethe aloud on walks with her husband. They took turns. And I don't know if you can see here, but on the shelf in this room, there's a copy of Eliot's translation of Spinoza's Ethics, which has Claire Carlisle as the editor. Great, fantastic. Okay, a new book on George Eliot. I saw the review of this in the TLS and immediately wanted a copy, but it is an August release, so I won't be dealing with it right away. way too many April releases, much less even to think about May, much less August. But that's great. Glad to have it. Good. What is this next one? Just make a mess on the floor here. Oh, great. Oh, fantastic. Okay. I was contacted about this. I'd forgotten. This is great. So this is out already. This is an April release. And this is a new addition to the Tor Essentials line. So once again, I am on the mailing list for at least some people at Tor. That's fantastic. This is a reprint of China Miéville's King Rat. Really lovely thing there, with just the vaguest hint of a human face there on the cover. Fantastic. This has been reprinted. Let's see here. From award-winning author China Miéville comes a new edition of his critically acclaimed novel about a young man's search for identity through the pulse-pounding story of revenge and madness. This book, upon its publication, became an International Horror Guild and Bram Stoker Awards finalist, earning the author significant critical acclaim. The author's success would continue throughout his career, and he would go on to write several Arthur C. Clarke-winning and Hugo and Nebula Award-nominated novels. Now reissued as a Tor Essential and featuring a new introduction by Tim Morgan, King Rat offers readers the perfect opportunity to discover the story that launched Miéville's remarkable career. Great. I read this once upon a time, a long time ago, but I don't have a copy, haven't had a copy in forever. Wonderful to have it in a neat little paperback. So what have we got here? Something is stirring in London's dark, stamping out its territory in brick dust and blood. Something has murdered Saul Garamon's father and left Saul to pay for the crime. But a shadow from the urban waste breaks into Saul's prison cell and leads him to freedom. A shadow called King Rat. King Rat reveals to Saul his own royal heritage, a heritage that opens a new world for him, the world below London streets. With drum and bass pounding the back streets, Saul must confront the forces that would use him, the ones that would destroy him, and those that have shaped his own bizarre identity. Fantastic. Well, all right, this goes on the TBR as well. This is out already. This is a reprint that's out already, and I love it. I love it when I love the fact that I can never guess the twists and turns that the reprint culture will give me. I never know what's coming. Great. So that's two books on the TBR for tonight, and then we have this final package. I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm right. Good. Excellent. This is a romance novel. This is a Harlequin category romance novel. Harlequin publishers, they're synonymous with romance in America. There are Mills and Boon in the UK, and the romances that they do are category romances. You're never going to find a 1,000-page Harlequin novel, and the categories have names and they have parameters. There are historicals. There are Harlequin Presents. There are Harlequin kind of wholesome, religious tinged. There are suspense. There are slightly steamier novels, and I got a new release, an April release from the Harlequin Romantic Suspense line. This is by Tara Taylor Quinn, and it's called Cold Case Sheriff. There's an upturned car and a slightly young-looking sheriff there. What have we got here? His investigation into the threatening occurrences befalling Amy Barker leads Sheriff Jackson Redmond into a 30-year-old mystery. Amy's nightmares have brought her into Evergreen in search of her past. The incidents seem intended to scare her off. But when an attack leaves Amy without lodgings, Jackson offers her his home. Now their sizzling chemistry makes keeping Amy safe a much more challenging assignment. And this is called a Sierra's Web novel. So I'm assuming that there are others. I wonder if this will tell me. Yeah, okay. There are two before this. Or no, one before this. Tracking His Secret Child was the Sierra's Web novel before this one. And then there's this one. So I'm jumping in on in the second book, but I've typically found that's not a problem. And the reason that I predicted this is because I ordered it because of a new booktube channel. I'll leave a link to it down below. There's a new booktube channel called Chatting Category Romances. Sarah at the Bookish Knitter, booktube's queen of romance, and I we're starting a channel together where we talk about category romances, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're both very enthusiastic fans of the romance genre, and we started the channel. And she created it, and we both made announcement videos. And I was kind of hoping that the channel would reach 50 subscribers, so that we would have 50 is a nice magic number. 50 means you are not talking just to your friends, that you're talking to people you don't know. But the channel has grown much much larger than that. We passed 200 subscribers at a shot without having a single video on the channel. There's no content on the channel yet. So we're gonna have to do something about that rather than just complacently wait to hit 1,000 subscribers without making any videos. We're gonna have to do something about that. But this is one of the 4 category romances that I will be reading for April. And then Sarah has 4 of her own. So I'll be discussing this. I assume that I'll be doing a review of it, maybe a discussion with Sarah if she reads this too. We're not 100% clear on what we exactly will do on that new channel. Not 100%. I imagine that there will be book reviews involved, and I'd hope down the line that maybe we could talk to authors, interview people. That would be wonderful. And of course, we will do Zoom chats that we'll record, so that you get the two of us interacting. That would be a lot of fun as well. I'll leave a link to that channel down below. I think I can safely say that you do not need to be interested in romance to find that channel fun. And who knows, maybe we will interest you. Anyway, that is the mail for today. So we have Elephants, George Eliot, a reprint, and a romance. That is terrific, absolutely terrific. So I'm gonna wrap this up for now, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.